members of both sides of the political aisle find a way to tether themselves to reality.
Yes.
Because if you don't agree on what the issues actually are, you will never find a solution. And that's the reason why things continue to devolve in America. And Cenk, look, I don't want to get into a qualitative debate analysis right now about which voters are the best. But I mean, you can provide mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence to some Democratic voters, and they will reject it if the mountain of evidence that you're providing them agrees with something that the right wing believes. But guys, we have to be receptive to reality and to the receipts, to the facts. In this case, there are no facts. There is no evidence to back up these claims being made by Republicans. And when they make these types of claims, not only does it direct all sorts of hatred toward people that they're smearing, right? I mean, think about what they're saying about Haitians as a whole here. But it also leads to people who might be receptive to their arguments discrediting them entirely, because why would you believe anything that comes out of Ted Cruz's mouth if he's spreading this lie? Why would you believe anything coming out of JD Vance's mouth if he's spreading this lie?
Far-right commentator Charlie Kirk and Republican vice presidential candidate JD Vance are sharing a completely insane conspiracy theory about immigrants that appears to have no validity at all. But what's new in the Republican Party? Charlie Kirk and JD Vance have both said some really crazy things in the past. This may take the cake for the craziest thing of all. Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks broke this conspiracy theory down. We're going to take a look. We're going to take a look at clips of that. I'll share my own thoughts from time to time. Let's check this out.
Allegedly, Haitians are going around and taking people's pets and eating them. The duck pond in a local park is being picked clean. So allegedly, you have Haitians in this town of Springfield, Ohio, that are going by and eating ducks.
These claims are unfounded. And we're going to get to how these rumors started spreading, what the truth is behind these rumors, and more. So let's begin by noting that it's not just Charlie Kirk, but even vice presidential nominee JD Vance is spreading these fear-mongery rumors about Haitian migrants stealing people's pets and eating them. But again, to reiterate, it is not true. Now today, JD Vance posted on X months ago, I raised the issue of Haitian illegal immigrants draining social services and generally causing chaos all over Springfield, Ohio. Reports now show that people have had their pets abducted and eaten by people who shouldn't be in this country. Where is our border czar? And when he says that, of course, he is referring to Kamala Harris. And it's, to me, pretty obvious that this made-up claim is being used to attack Kamala Harris for political purposes. But in doing so, what the Republicans are doing is discrediting themselves when it does come to legitimate issues of immigration. We're going to get to that in just a minute. Now, what are they talking about? Well, the claim that Haitian immigrants were abducting and consuming pets appears to have begun with some right-wing accounts that amplified a report about a local woman by the name of Alexis Telia Farrell, who was arrested in August for killing and eating a cat. But no evidence linked her to being a Haitian or a migrant. Okay, she appears to just be a woman in America who has a severe mental health issue, and she did end up getting arrested. But right-wing figures like Ian Miles Chong, who is not an American but likes to engage in divisive rhetoric that leads Americans to fight with one another, weighed in on this, and he spread the lie anyway. As you can see in this exchange, one person writes drugs, like wondering if the woman did what she did because of drugs, and he said worse, Haitians.
Brother, you're not even an American, man. Talking about, oh, these Haitians, immigrants are the real problem. The mother effers in Malaysia spreading lies about what's going on here. So what business is it of yours? Why don't you just go deal with your own country and leave us alone?
So the rumor may also have originated from an unsubstantiated post in a Springfield Facebook group. The original poster did not cite firsthand knowledge of an incident. Instead, they claimed that their neighbor's daughter's friend had lost her cat and found it hanging from a branch at a Haitian neighbor's home, being carved up to be eaten. Now, Well, there's no evidence to be found indicating that someone in Springfield, Ohio did this. In fact, the Springfield Police Division said Monday morning, meaning today, that they have received no reports in Springfield, Ohio, that someone had stolen someone else's cat to eat them. And Springfield Police Investigations Commander Mike Krantz told Forbes that there have been no credible reports or specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Now think about what Ana Kasparian is saying here. We have the Republican Party's vice presidential candidate. So right now, what we're seeing in the polling and everything, it's looking like this is going to be another close race. So this guy could become, JD Vance could be the next vice president of the United States. And he and Charlie Kirk and these other right-wing figures are running with conspiracy theories that started with Facebook posts. Imagine just the kooks on Facebook who share all of these unhinged things with no attachment to reality at all. We now have a vice presidential candidate in JD Vance, and then right-wingers like Charlie Kirk who have millions and millions of views online and lots of people listening and watching him, running with these things. So the Republican Party and the right wing in the United States has become nothing more than just internet trolls.
In fact, the woman arrested for eating the cat was arrested in a different Ohio town about 100 miles northeast of Springfield. And that was the woman I was referring to earlier, who is not a migrant and is not Haitian. Now, the last bit of evidence some people are citing is this video that you're about to watch. So this took place at a Springfield City Commission meeting last month, alleging that he saw a migrant decapitate a duck. Let's watch.
These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into, they flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't even want to seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them.
So we should note that the man you just heard from is local resident Anthony Harris, who is also allegedly running for mayor of Clark County. According to the Washington Post, the guy carrying the goose, by the way, was photographed in Columbus a month ago and is not obviously an immigrant from Haiti, much less one from Springfield. Nonetheless, right-wingers are running with this whole narrative, including Elon Musk and the official Republican House Judiciary Committee X page. So here's Elon Musk posting about it. That's an AI generated image of Trump hugging a kitten.
And known animal lover Donald Trump, the only guy in modern American history that I know of to become president of the United States and not have a dog, because he doesn't appear to like animals.
But you have to clarify, because MAGA might believe it.
No, but like that image is hilarious. And then you also have this from Ted Cruz: please vote for Trump so Haitian immigrants don't eat us. So look, this is obviously disgusting and stupid. And if Republicans want people to take their legitimate claims about migrants seriously, they should probably avoid discrediting themselves with nonsense like this.
Yeah, look, guys, if you can't tell that that's not true, I'm not gonna be able to help you. So let me address the people who are frustrated by this, right? So when you see a story like this, all of the red flags should be going off in your head. Like, really? Really? There's people in Ohio kidnapping pets and eating them? That is a very unlikely story. Now, if you said that, this is we often criticize Democrats, but here, especially for Democratic voters, they're better than this. Sorry, Republican voters, you can go cry about it, okay? But if you told Democratic voters, MAGA guys are kidnapping cats and eating them, they wouldn't believe it. They'd say, really? Really? Where's your source on that, okay? You tell MAGA guys that, oh, scary immigrants are kidnapping cats and dogs and eating them. They're like, oh yeah, obviously, I don't need any evidence. Oh, I saw one thing. Oh, I saw some woman, no evidence.
And Cenk Uygur is absolutely right about this, because MAGA is basically just a bunch of conspiracy theorists. They listen to people like Charlie Kirk and all of these other right-wing figures who do nothing but just share conspiracy theorists, and everything now is a conspiracy. These are people who don't live in reality anymore, if they ever did. But, you know, we've got, what, now 30% of the population that just completely lives in an alternate state of reality where everything is a conspiracy.
But it's that she's Haitian at all, because it turns out she isn't. And she did some one crazy thing. Oh, it's all Haitians, it's all immigrants, I hate them all. I instantly believe it. Because it only takes one thing to confirm your bias. It takes dozens and dozens of pieces of evidence to unseat a bias. But if you already have a bias, it only takes one thing for you to go, oh yeah, oh definitely, I hate these immigrants, I bet they're eating my cat and dog. So look, that's why it spreads like wildfire. It's insanity. The fact that they can't tell that that's insanity is really sad. And then the demagoguery, oh, the immigrants. Look guys, we have issues with immigrants, we point them out on the show and the leftists hate us for it, right? How dare you say that immigrants have any problems? They're all angels. Of course not, they're human beings. There's a range. But if you come with a deranged lunatic conspiracy theory like this, then, and to Anna's point, nobody's gonna believe you about anything that immigrants do. Like we're trying to have a rational discussion here, guys. What should be our immigration policy? What is the humane thing to do? What is the best thing to do to protect Americans, to have a real process, etc. And instead, we got one side saying, no, every immigrant's an angel, we shouldn't do anything, etc. The other side saying, oh, they all eat cats and dogs. Now, we're stuck in the middle with you guys. So like, come on, how could you not tell that's crazy and wrong? All right.
We got to get to a point where members of both sides of the political aisle find a way to tether themselves to reality.
Yes.
Because if you don't agree on what the issues actually are, you will never find a solution. And that's the reason why things continue to devolve in America. And Cenk, look, I don't want to get into a qualitative debate analysis right now about which voters are the best. But I mean, you can provide mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence to some Democratic voters, and they will reject it if the mountain of evidence that you're providing them agrees with something that the right wing believes. But guys, we have to be receptive to reality and to the receipts, to the facts. In this case, there are no facts. There is no evidence to back up these claims being made by Republicans. And when they make these types of claims, not only does it direct all sorts of hatred toward people that they're smearing, right? I mean, think about what they're saying about Haitians as a whole here. But it also leads to people who might be receptive to their arguments discrediting them entirely, because why would you believe anything that comes out of Ted Cruz's mouth if he's spreading this lie? Why would you believe anything coming out of JD Vance's mouth if he's spreading this lie?
Now, I think much of what Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur are saying is correct. But right now in our country, maybe, things can change over years and decades. I think that's probably how long it would take to change, if ever. But you have Democrats as a whole living in more of a state of reality than you do Republicans, because this just MAGA insanity has taken over, where, as I said, everything now is a conspiracy among right-wingers. Everything. What isn't a conspiracy? And they will not look at actual reality, the things that are going on in the country, the real problems that we have. And the Republican Party, now led by Donald Trump and JD Vance, they have no interest in that. They have no policies that actually appeal to most people. What are they going to do about healthcare? What are they going to do to make sure that, people can retire with some dignity? What are they going to do? Most Americans are worried about what happens if they get sick and they lose everything they have. Or will they be able to retire? Or you have millions of Americans who can't even handle a $500 or $1,000 emergency expense. They have no answer for any of that. And to the point specifically of this ridiculous conspiracy theory being spread by JD Vance and Charlie Kirk and others, it's funny that presumably, much of this, I guess they're presenting it as just immigrants are just crazed animals. But also, presumably, and I guess I'm giving them too much credit here, but for someone to eat pets or to eat ducks or whatever, you would assume that that means that they are starving and they can't get food elsewhere. So on the one hand, they don't have food, so they're eating ducks or pets or whatever. But on the other hand, the Republicans are saying all the time that immigrants are given houses and phones and all this money when they come here. So again, it doesn't have to make sense. It's the party of conspiracy theories. So what do you think? Do you agree with Ana Kasparian and Cenk Uygur on this? Is this just insane? And is there a way that the Republicans can actually appeal to normal Americans? Right now, I don't think they have the ability or the interest because they just want to be internet trolls and own the libs. But do you somehow think that Charlie Kirk and JD Vance are correct with this line of thinking? It's funny that JD Vance all of a sudden cares about cats when all we've heard from him for several weeks, months now, is his disdain for cat ladies. So this is another thing that's just going to make JD Vance less and less popular, and normal people aren't going to listen to this. Normal people aren't going to listen to Charlie Kirk's insane conspiracies. Make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. My channel's growing quickly, Chris on Culture. I want it to keep growing, and the way that it grows is with your likes and subscribe. So keep on liking the videos, keep on commenting. And if you haven't subscribed and you enjoy this and want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. This is Chris on Culture. I will see you in the next video.